Hello again, my name is Gabe Zolna. This is the 25th of March, 2018. This article is on USA Today Network, written by Andrew Nikla of the Arizona Republic. Marchers, armed protesters, face off at March for Our Lives. There's an embedded video you might want to watch. Stan Leach of Buckeye said he doesn't want his gun rights taken away from him. He was one of the people protesting at the March for Our Lives at the Arizona State Capitol on March 24th, 2018. Thousands of people gathered at the Arizona Capitol on Saturday, joining hundreds of concurrent marches across the U.S., protesting gun violence in schools and calling for gun control laws. Like what kind of laws, huh? What kind of laws? You want to take away AR-15s? You want to take away semi-automatic rifles? You want to take away semi-automatic handguns? Where's it going to stop? The AR-15 is the first domino they want to see fall. Then the rest will follow. In the middle of the Phoenix marchers were a few dozen protesters, some carrying AR-15 rifles and other weapons, and others waving signs in support of the Second Amendment. Throughout the morning, members of both groups faced off, some yelling at each other, others participating in more controversial debates. According to the Arizona Department of Public Safety, the march crowd totaled 15,000. There were no arrests, they reported. I got a question. How easy would it be to have lit a fuse there, huh? I mean, think about it. Let's say that they had a couple of these shadow government agents fire a few rounds into the crowd. What do you think would happen then? I'm actually surprised that they missed this, because this could have been one hell of an opportunity for them, could it not? They don't have to use folks dressed up like cops to shoot kids. They could let people shoot each other just by lighting the fuse. Likewise, in Salt Lake City, about 8,000 protesters collided with 1,000 pro-gun counter-demonstrators, exchanged shouts, but remaining peaceful, according to police. Utah, a state that allows open carry, hosted some in the pro-gun rally carrying pistols on their hips and AR-style weapons slung over their shoulders. Quote, "Because I can, it's all right," Mark Stewart, a counter-protester, told the Salt Lake Tribune. In Helena, Montana, a March for Our Guns counter-event drew about 150 people. Attendees held signs that said, quote, "No guns, no freedom," end of quote. In Montana, treasures God, guns, and family. Mike Opie, 32, of Helena, said he felt sorry for the Florida victims, most of whom were high school students. "I'm upset kids got shot," said Opie, who said he served in the Marines in Iraq. "But to take away guns is not constitutional." You think they care? In Los Angeles, there were about a dozen counter-protesters. They were dwarfed by more than 15,000 as they were protected by police along the march routes. Embedded videos to watch. Hours after an anti-gun violence rally in Lansing, Michigan, a pro-Second Amendment group hosted speakers on the Michigan Capitol steps. Quote, "If we do not assert our rights, we will lose them," said State Senator Patrick Colbeck, a Republican candidate for governor. Quote, "Where was all of this when we were having all those shootings years ago?" asked Hope Coleman, 40, who said she is affiliated with the Patriot Movement for President Trump in Phoenix. Why should anyone get punished because of someone else's negligence? In Phoenix, marcher Sharon Bedney, 77, of Mesa, engaged with some of the protesters. "If you can't shoot, you can't teach," she asked in response to a protest. "Teachers are there to teach. They don't need the added pressure." William Kane, 63, of Phoenix, a U.S. Navy veteran, argued with some of the protesters carrying guns. Quote, "We want rational control. That's what we want." What's rational control mean? Huh? It means gun confiscation. That's what it means. This is happening far too often. Yeah, it is, because it's being done by the shadow government. If we can control their means for mass shooting, shouldn't we at least look into it? How the hell can you control it when most of the killings are done by bad guys who have either illegal guns or stolen guns? So how the hell can you control it? You can't control it. Casey Goebel, 19, was among the counter-protesters at the march. He said he was carrying an unloaded AR-15 to make a statement to exercise his right to do so. Well, carrying an unloaded AR-15 puts you in danger because you can't shoot back. He said he supports some measure of gun reform, such as stricter background checks to keep criminals and those with mental health issues from accessing guns. How are you going to keep criminals from accessing guns? You can't. But he said he came because he supports the Second Amendment. I support their rights to have a gun, even if they don't like it, he said, saying he brought his unloaded AR-15 just in case. In case of what? If it's unloaded, it's useless. It's like a boat anchor. Jamelia Ram, 20, of Arizona State University sophomore, came to the march with friends. I get that this is our Second Amendment, she said. We're not trying to revoke it or taking anything away. We just want common sense gun laws. What does that mean? Someone needs to tell me what common sense gun laws means. She said she was surprised to find so many like-minded people at the march. Being here is reassuring, she said, adding that if a gun reform doesn't happen, we'll be back. What's your idea of gun reform? And you'll be back? You think we give a shit? But Ram said there was a disconnect between those like-minded marchers and the handful of counter-protesters. She feared people may have missed an opportunity to have one-on-one conversations, to further discussions on such a controversial issue. People may be reluctant to have those conversations because they're scared of what they're going to hear, she said. Come out here, we're kind of preaching to the choir anyways, Ryan said. But going up to them, talking with them, that's where the real change begins. Folks, you want to watch the embedded videos, you want to read the rest of the article, it's actually all bullshit. I mean, that's what it is. You know, what's common sense gun reform? What does that mean? It means gun confiscation. End of story. I'll attach the link. You look at it. You let me know what you think. You sure as hell know what I think, don't you?